Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and today, Jack Smith dropped the hammer on Donald Trump once again. Charlamagne versus Plies. 5 things not to ask a black woman. Plus, Memphis black business owner Ellen Ballentine. Around, hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Give it up for that. Yep. Hey, we're still in August, right? Yeah. So August is Black Business Month, and we're excited about that. Make sure you support black businesses.
Black dollars matter.
Yes, they do.
Wow. What the...
You never heard the hashtag Black Dollars Matter? I'm sorry.
I didn't know what she said matter.
I said Black Dollars Matter.
Black dollars. Give it up for my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Talking about what matters.
Black dollars.
They do.
I take all them.
And that's my DJ. He's my DJ. DJ Cojack in the building.
Right.
Yeah. DJ Cojack, scratch it up for him 4 times. Whoa, that's DJ Cojack. DJ Cojack in the building. Hey, speaking of black business, we got the black business owner. Ellen Ballentine is in the building.
Ballentine
in the building. Give it up for her. But I do have a question.
I'm listening.
Did you hear that scratch?
Nah.
Oh, Lord, now.
Talked about this.
Gave her a hint.
Oh, she goes into the anti-scratch list.
It's a delay. It's a delay.
Oh, it's a delay. That's what it is.
A little bit.
She goes into the anti-scratch pile. But you're in there with good company. You know, Lottie didn't hear the scratch. Yep. There was a couple other people.
That was it. Only 2 people.
No, because
Joey,
the weatherman didn't.
But he came back. He heard it.
He heard it later.
Now, Joey don't count, though. So
Joey don't count?
No.
That's discriminatory.
I don't. Why you killing
The word to you.
Joey, so back the bow tie.
Come on now, that ain't count.
Come on, man.
I'm joking, Joey. I love you.
Man. So yeah, man. So welcome back. You know, first of all, Ellen, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
You know, make yourself at home. You know, and you're gonna jump into this shit.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you know, this segment is brought to you by another black business, popularmail.com. So look, if you are struggling with your wardrobe,
Come on now.
popularmail.com.
Okay.
Go to popularmail.com. We can get you right. Hey, and Ellen, if you need to get your dude right, popularmail.com.
If you got his daddy,
I got
Black
it.
business, right?
Support.
if he got his daddy,
Black dollars
like,
matter.
What you say? You got a
if he got
zanny.
his daddy, you just trying to send me off. You don't try to put that I had the H
where
word
she's
out
going
here.
in this show, man.
Try to, no, I said if you got a daddy in your life, a daddy, not the daddy. I'm trying not to.
Is that what you got?
I'm not trying to age your brand.
You got a zaddy? You got a zaddy?
Yeah.
Yep, a husband, daddy, a trick, everything. He all
All in one.
all in one.
What's going on?
All right.
Man, she said a trick.
Yes,
man.
man.
Look, she
best
loved
friend,
calling
huh?
folks a trick, calling dudes a trick, I guess. And so Mitch is a trick now. That's what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
All men are.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
All men are. Kojack, did you hear that?
Turn it up.
Said, all men. Are you agreeing with that?
To a certain degree.
I said,
To a certain degree?
women be too. I mean, we all spend our money.
Exactly. Everybody spend their money.
That's okay.
Okay. You spending money?
Oh, I'm going to spend money on my husband. Most definitely.
Okay.
Whatever he
Big
wants.
bang roll. She said whatever he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Popularmail.com. Right.
Y'all not me.
Oh, I understand the assignment.
Yeah. So Angelica, is this you on this piece on this
Absolutely not.
It is. It is. Hey, Nichelle, you see Angelica is not paying attention again.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
How am I not paying attention?
Because I know this ain't my story.
Okay.
What's not my story?
About no Demore shit.
Oh, we jumping right into trending. No, because it don't need to be my story. I know this trending topic been going on. How do you pronounce it? How you say demure? Demure. Am I saying it right, y'all?
Demure.
Trending has went too far.
Very demure,
I think
Coach.
last week somebody named their baby Deir. Is that how you say it? Deir Rain.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Cojack.
Now,
Are you Deir Cojack?
I'm still trying to figure out what it is.
What does it mean?
What's the meaning?
What's the meaning of it?
Wait,
Okay, now my sister.
Hold on,
now I can tell you what my sister said it
Wait a
meant.
minute. I just want to talk about preparation. So we got this is on the
It
agenda.
don't matter. See,
and
you
we
about
don't
to,
know
I'm
what
about
it
to
means.
Thank you. While
Okay.
you was figuring it out, I was already about to.
Modest and shy.
That is Angelica. Angelica is very demure.
Yeah, I am, ain't I?
You are.
See, my
You
sister
are
said it
very
meant something
demure.
totally different. I ain't gonna
You
tell
know
you what she said it meant.
how should a man take being told that he is very demure? That just. I'm just saying. You know, yeah. I don't want anybody to call me very demure.
So I have a question then. If it's already, and it might be a blind, I don't say blind, it might be a silly question. How can you already have it in like a dictionary or whatever, and the person was crying but saying that they coined the idea?
Well, I think it's the phrase.
Okay,
I think it's
gotcha.
more the
Okay,
phrase,
okay.
Right? Yeah,
Okay,
and so
Lord,
and that goes to the heart of the story, right? So the lady, I don't know why I'm telling the story because it wasn't my story, but the lady
'Cause you wanted to tell it.
that coined that phrase or made it popular, right? Somebody jumped her. She was trying to trademark it, and somebody jumped
ahead of
her.
her. They was smart.
On the trademark,
That
right?
was smart. That was smart.
But from what I understand, that you know, because she blew up from this.
Yeah, people seen the reactions online.
Right, and I've never seen the original video. Have you
Me
seen the
either.
original
I
video?
haven't seen it. I just seen her crying online.
Okay, so Nichelle, we're gonna post the original video in post. Okay, so here's the original video.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson and go to the job looking like Patty and Selma. Not demure. I'm very modest. I'm very mindful. You see my shirt? Only a little chichi out, not my chocho. Be mindful of why they hired you. Here's your reality check, diva. What's the name you'd like me to make it out to?
All right, so that's the original video.
Wow.
And so she apparently this thing blew up when she said it.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's trending.
And it's trending, and somebody jumped claim on her with the trademark, right? And so now I think that she's getting an attorney, or they've been suggesting a trademark attorney and letting her know that if the person jumped claim on the trademark, is basically falsifying a government document or a government application, and it can be overturned. Yeah.
And I'm sure the attorney doing it for free. They're gonna probably tie it. They're gonna probably say I got her money, and they're gonna probably get some more money from helping her. So So yeah, everybody wins. But it's important. Like I was at this class about how you have to protect your intellectual property, your ideas. You're supposed to have all that stuff covered, but a lot of people don't. With content creating and ideas, you can literally have all that covered, but nobody does. Nobody does. It's a prime example.
It's actually a job for some people out there to try to find trending things and hurry up and get them patent. They do
that's
that.
a good
People
idea.
just sit back
I mean,
and wait for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I worked at MOGW, their logo wasn't even not branded. What was it? Trademarked. I said, how's that even possible?
That's
I said, man, I wish I would have knew that, but I would have get it before y'all get it. But it wasn't.
But you know what you can do when you create something, you can put the trademark symbol on it, and to show that you are making or intend to make application for the trademark for it.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I didn't know that.
That way it produces a timeline.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Look,
Okay,
turn.
Yeah.
I'm about to find out.
That's right. So Cojack, Charlamagne implies what's going on.
Man.
Well, Cojack, this
Cojack.
is a real good meeting. Tomorrow, Cojack got a segment. I'm sitting up close. What happened?
Cojack ain't read nobody's notes. Y'all are.
Here we go.
I said, what happened, Cojack?
Yeah.
No, actually, Charlamagne.
Look, he read. Look.
Charlamagne
Heard about the freestyle this shit. I see it.
Yeah.
You see, I'm up close like this.
Right. And
Well, on the Breakfast Club,
that's
on the
funny.
Breakfast Club, Charlamagne played the Plies respond. Well, he responded on Kamala Harris, saying that. Let me get this right.
Oh, not.
Let me help you out. Let me help you out. So,
ahead, thank you.
so what Plies was saying is,
Plies
Plies was saying that we are holding Vice President Kamala Harris to a higher standard
A black woman.
than we are holding
A black woman.
white folks, right? And so he was saying that we're asking her all kinds of questions, and and challenging her while nobody did it to Biden or nobody did it to Trump is doing it to Trump. And what Charlamagne is saying is that no, you have the right to ask these questions of Vice President Harris, or not, and we shouldn't refrain from asking her these questions because she's a black woman.
Right.
Right.
You feeding her right
Come
there.
on.
You feeding her. You feeding her. You
Right,
feeding her.
right.
Feeding her on that end.
And so I saw it, and I want y'all's opinions on this. So Plies is saying y'all treat her, like you treated everybody else.
Yeah, keep
right?
that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
You care,
and Charlamagne is saying, nah, y'all need to challenge her, but he's also saying you need to challenge everybody else.
They're saying the same thing.
They're saying two different things to me, but both of them are right to me.
Right.
So what you
They are saying two different things. I'm not a fan of Charlamagne, but I agree with him on this. And it is what it is, because you got to look at it like this. We have a tendency in the black community, because someone is black, that we're obligated to support them without question. We're
you jumping in here.
Yeah,
She read for it, baby. She
we're
read,
obligated to
okay.
support them without questions.
Right.
Just because they black, whether they're a man or a woman, we don't understand policy. We don't know what policy. We don't know what they represent. Only thing that we see is that they're black.
Come on, Trinkets.
That's number one.
Hello.
Yeah, right.
Number two, I understand where Plies was coming from. He's saying that, hey, let's not do her because she is a black woman. We didn't do everybody else like that.
Keep that same energy.
He is right in that sense. So I agree with you. Both of them are right in their point. But I agree more with Charlamagne. I don't care who it is, whether they black, white, green, yellow, or brown. If you're a politician and you want our vote, we need to understand your policies, what you want to do, and how you plan to implement them and get things done. There's nothing wrong with questioning people in authority.
I think, and I say this everywhere.
Cojack, she saved you.
Yeah, she did, Cojack.
You owe her. Scratch it up one time.
Her segment, right?
Hey, but real talk, I appreciate that, but because on the Charlamagne side, and I say this everywhere, as many times as I can, hold us elected officials accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you need to know what our strategy is, what our goals are. Get that shot of her. Thank you. Thank you, Nichelle. What our strategies are, what our goals are, what our plan for you is. You need to know that, and then you need to hold us to that. So that you can keep a report card.
But not just start at the
check.
top. Go all the way to the bottom. That's one
That's
thing
the
I
other
agree
side
with
of it.
Charlamagne.
Right.
All the way. I mean, from
From our
it
local.
just don't start.
Right.
So the reason why I think they're saying the same thing, the whole theme is keep the same energy. That's what they both saying the same thing. Keep that same energy. They are.
Well, I disagree with that, but it don't. I mean, you if you feel you're right, you're right,
I'm right.
But I just say that they're saying two different things, but both are right to me. I don't think they're saying the same thing, because one is saying, don't ask her these questions because you ain't been asking everybody else the questions.
That's keeping the same energy. If you ain't been asking, don't ask her. And he's saying ask everybody. If you're gonna ask her, if you're gonna ask everybody. They both saying keep your same energy.
But I think that's part of the problem too. We hadn't been asking at the local level.
Yeah.
We hadn't been asking.
We hadn't even been
Ask her
asking. We
vote.
hadn't even been asking at the federal level.
Or voting at the same
Voting.
local
Or even voting.
level.
Because when it get up all the way up there,
It's like a little too late then.
Yeah,
Yep, it's
when
too
it
late.
gets to the
Too
top,
late.
when
Yep.
it gets there, because everything starts down here. And when I say
agree
it's
with-
too
I
late
agree with
now,
you.
when I say it's
yeah,
too late,
I'm
because
clear.
you gotta understand, when you get in the higher ups, they're answering to so many different people and so many different voices.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
they are.
yeah, I got you.
So a lot of people think that the president is the president, and the president, whether it's a woman or man, can go in and just sign this and it's done. It
Right.
does not work like that.
Right.
Everybody has somebody to answer to.
Right, but you're a Black Trump supporter, right?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Right, but you're a Black Trump supporter, right?
Yes,
I am.
Give me the definition to support.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on. You are a very, very smart woman.
Give me the definition. Give me the definition of support. I think the American people would like to know.
Let's
those that might not know. You know what I'm saying?
In agreements.
What's your definition of support?
What's the definition of support?
Come on,
you can
producer.
agree. I can actually agree with you, but not support you.
Oh,
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I can agree with you, but that don't mean that I support you.
Right.
I might agree with certain things that you say.
Okay.
That does not mean that I support you to the fullest, because you might have some flaws that I'm not in agreement with.
Well, you know,
but that does not mean that I don't agree with you on certain things.
What do you agree with Trump on?
I agree with him on, let me say this. Let me start over like that. By me being a black business owner, I can say this, is that I believe that we in the black community, once again, is because we vote or we look at people and we don't look at policies and things that can bring about change. As a black business owner, I know a lot of people can say this, business as a whole, we really prospered up under Trump administration. I talked to my grandmother, and I'm going to tell you what, I talked to my grandmother who, before she died, she was almost 100 years old. But she said the only time black people prospered again up under someone was up under Ronald Reagan, and he was black people. I'm saying
I just respectfully disagree.
Okay, and I understand
and let me tell you
what?
why I say
I don't know how old
that.
I was then. I'm probably about 10 years old.
Let me qualify my position. Because under Clinton, the economy soared. Under Biden, the Dow Jones hit records way past what Trump did.
Okay, but how did it affect us? Everyday people.
Those of us that are involved in the stock market, we made money.
Okay.
And those of us that are in businesses, depending on what kind of business you're in.
There you go.
People make money. But now, listen now.
Okay.
It goes back to the point of, when America catches a cold, black folks got pneumonia. Right? Yeah, real talk. So if there's a slight dip in the economy, we're going to catch it worse most of the time.
Exactly.
But it's our fault, I say, because we do not support our businesses.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I agree.
We do not support each other.
I agree. Yeah. But you got to understand, a lot of things have made it kind of like impossible for it. By me being a black business, when you say not the support part, but as far as when we take the hit, I'm going to give you an example. Like I'm in retail. So by me being in retail, you got to understand we have to fight against Amazon, eBay, Temu,
right, or Temu with them.
TikTok. Exactly. These are China-based companies that came out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? But they took the market. We are the ones, the local mom and pops, suffer the most when these companies spring up out of nowhere, or these places spring up out of nowhere.
Well, and that's a deeper conversation, further into the woods, but. I say, look, if you feel that the economy, or you think that the economy has been better under Trump, do you think it will be worse under Kamala Harris?
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't know, because I didn't hear a lot from her when she was a vice president. I don't think nobody actually heard a lot from her when she was a vice president. So I can say what she's saying now because she's vying for the position of the president.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So, all politicians do that though.
Well, but let me gently push back.
A lot of them tell us what we want to hear, what's good to hear,
but you
to get the popular vote.
Right, but you got to understand, in the position of vice president, you are really there to serve the president.
True.
Right, and to serve the assignments. To serve the assignments that the president and his agenda. So if you had a chance to ask Kamala Harris something right now, what would you ask her?
I would ask her, what would she do to increase the economy for. We have this thing about middle class. I don't believe in the upper class, middle class, lower class, because I think we all fit somewhere in between. So my thing would be, what would you do to increase the economy?
Okay. I think that's a valid question. Now, what's something that people should not ask her? Hold that question. When we come back, we're gonna ask 5 things not to ask a black woman.
5 things.
As soon as we come back, right? You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Grab a backwood and roll up. Grab your cup and let pour up. They didn't want us round it first, but now they act like they know what. Hey, but they show love, yeah, we show out when we show up. I don't even do the liquor, that shit might make me throw up. But we turned up, this the after party. Shit grabbing on my body. White girl got a bottle in the club, and that going all it. Turned up, finna wreck the party. We just brought out everybody. No, we
Hey, y'all, it's Michael Kaya, and it's the Antonio Parkinson Project I'm on. They have fun around here. They got chicken and everything. If you really want to get the word, know what's going on in your neighborhood, in your community, in your blackness, you need to tune in to the Antonio Parkinson Project. And ain't even in the projects. Okay, so tune in. We love you. Keep God first.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market, and we are excited about that. So give it up for my lovely, lovely, lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods. Yeah. Just now looking at her notes so she can be, because she got caught slipping in the last segment. But give it up for her anyway.
First of all, I don't never get caught. I don't get caught slipping. That's Cojack. I stay engaged in the conversation. Okay. If anything, I'm gonna throw the conversation off so I can be engaged. You ain't gonna catch me, okay?
Right. I'm very mindful and demure. Right. Give it up for my DJ. That's DJ Cojack in the building. All DJ Cojack scratching up for time.
Always on point. Bam, 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 bam.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's my DJ.
I had to scratch louder so she.
I heard it that time.
Right. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, she is our guest, Ellen.
He turns up in here. I told him, I said, look, when Ellen comes, because she demands the room. Okay, so I was ready.
Yeah, man.
Get on.
It's hot up in here.
Get on.
We could do a whole show with you.
So who's been telling him that? You can who's been saying that?
On multiple subjects.
Yes.
Nichelle, who's been saying that? Okay, thank you.
Right. We're gonna give her affirmation.
Thank you. Give me my flowers. Thank you.
You did that.
She did. She had been, telling you, but she could never get you in.
Yeah,
Okay.
She be taking trips. I told her because she adopted my grandbaby. I mean, not my grandbaby. Not my grandbaby. Ooh.
That is hilarious.
Bonus child don't have no babies.
That is hilarious.
My baby. Take her on a cruise.
So look. So when we left the last segment, we were wanting to know what are 5 things not to ask a black woman.
Oh my.
So let's go, Ellen. What you got? Give me one.
When you gonna get married?
Oh, yeah.
Why you not married?
Why you
Why you not married?
Yeah.
Like you got the heebie-jeebies. Why you not married?
Okay, DJ Cojack, what you got?
What's your body count?
What is your body count?
I must be on this here. Ask that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cojack,
Well, they
what's
don't ask that. They shouldn't ask that. Right.
Cojack, what's yours?
Stop counting.
Yeah, you heard it. Angelica, 5 things not to ask a black woman.
How old are you?
Okay. What's your age? I think that goes for any woman, though, right?
Okay.
That boo.
How much do you weigh?
Oh yeah.
How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh?
Oh yeah.
Why y'all can't hear me today?
Yeah.
Okay. How much do you weigh?
How much do you weigh?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Now.
So let me repeat that. Somebody in the comments said, "Can I touch your hair?" You do not want to ask a black woman that. Yeah.
Please don't.
So
Please don't.
I got one. When is your due date?
We talked about that.
He did that to somebody.
There's somebody who wasn't pregnant one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked twice because she didn't answer the first time.
My husband did that.
Oh,
I know.
that's a bad idea. to ask when your due date is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We got all. How many kids and baby daddies you got?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many kids you got? How many baby daddies you got? Yeah, your baby daddies to kid ratio.
I guess that goes back to the body count.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, sort of.
But I want to know, does that matter? Would you not date somebody based on how many baby daddies they got?
I'm in a space.
I see you raw.
I feel the spirit of Cojack coming on.
Okay.
No, ain't no saving, baby.
I much prefer to have grown kids. That are So
yeah,
that makes sense.
They ain't in the house.
What do you mean?
Because it's honestly, blended families are tough.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Blended families are tough.
They are.
I'm in the blended one.
But it can be tough. Seriously, it can be tough. And there's something about a bloodline, right? You know, the blood that runs through people's veins. And sometimes you can have two different bloodlines of people that just will not mesh. Right. And then let me qualify that. Let me qualify that. So, mentality is passed down from a DNA standpoint.
Come on now.
Right?
Come on now.
And now if her baby daddy was ignorant.
What he gotta be? What he gotta be?
Ignorant. Right. And you gotta get up on your toes when you say that.
Oh my God, it was in your stomach.
Right. You gotta tighten up when you say that, because ignorant. Right. And so, it's a good chance, man, them kids might be ignorant. Right. And then here you come from, the Pentecostal lifestyle, right?
Not the Pentecostal.
You got these ignorant kids.
Not the hands.
Right?
Don't put them in the hands.
And then watch this. You can't discipline another person's kids.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Just had this conversation today
Right.
about that. But why? If they're in your house, if you take care of them, why? So hold on.
I think it's from a man's perspective.
Okay, if you have
but I think a woman doesn't like. I have a blended family, so with my bonus daughter, I've spanked. She's been here since day one.
How old is she?
She's 11 now.
How old was she when you came in contact?
When I came, newborn.
Okay,
Exactly.
That's good,
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
That's
So
good.
I think with women, it's sort of different because it's an expectation because we mother and we nurture. We have that kind of, we can discipline them. So of course, when a man comes along, it's kind of like that. Now you're not gonna whoop my son or you're not gonna whoop my daughter. So I think that's
and not just that, but I remember when I think I was 13. And this new dude done appeared in my mama's life. And we were supposed to be on the house building a roof, putting the roof back on the house. And I'm 13. My brother Drag 14. We up there playing, right? Drag them fell through the roof and and I'm cracking up. We over, we playing. And he said, and he called himself taking his belt off and was gonna whoop me.
He was new.
New.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not new. But I feel like if you live in the house,
exactly.
They take care of you. So hold on. I can bathe you, provide for you, do all these things,
but I can't discipline you.
But I can discipline you.
No, you can't
we
be in
can't
my
be in the
house.
house. I can't.
But the problem is, but you can't say that because watch this. First of all, me and the dude was chest to chest when he had took his belt off. And I'm 13 now. It's the difference. I don't give two shits.
He's new.
Right?
He should do that anyway.
But he tried me, right? And I probably took an ass whooping, right? But that was the end of that. Right, that was where manhood started for me. Right, and then secondly, you can't say I can't discipline you. You can't stay in this house because you got a husband or a boyfriend whose child that is. You can't say that with a blanket statement without that other parent saying, "Hold on," and that will cause problems in your marriage. That's why I'm saying blended families are tough.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Okay, somebody said something deep in these comments now. Hold on, I'm trying to get.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh no, because I disagree.
Look, okay, no. I'm just saying this one. She
Oh,
done got
yeah,
real
yeah.
quiet over there.
I was waiting for the the Baptist signal to say, okay.
He ain't used nobody paying attention.
What you got?
That's what it is.
He ain't used. But
What
one
you
of the
got,
comments said men operate out of pride when it comes to children.
Oh no. No.
Look at the men. Look at the
men operate out of love and logic when it comes to children to save their lives.
Now that part,
women
that's
operate
out of emotions.
Yeah.
Now me being a woman and a mother, you want I agree with that because my husband and I, we bum heads back there. He was like, "You deal with the kids on the mother. I deal with them because I'm seeing logically what I'm thinking." So I've heard that particular part. So I heard, but let's get back to what you said.
Yeah, she ready. It's some eyes because she gonna dress that thing. She gonna make sure she get
I do believe that if you're in a marriage for one, and it's a blended family, that the parents should talk to the other parents so they can come into agreement to say, "Hey, this is what we do over here."
That sounds wonderful in La La Land.
I'm just saying though, you still should have that conversation though.
You should.
You still should have that conversation.
Now, we're talking about ignorance.
Hold on, have you had blended kids?
You coming from an ignorant standpoint though.
Man, listen, man.
He got blended kids, but they're girls.
Right, but still, I had to deal with my child's mother, right? Who, there was never a moment of peace that what do we call that? Utopia, right? That you're talking about, right? Then and she had kids, and so I had to deal with their father. And we didn't strike utopia till the kids was grown. Now we utopia like a mug, me and their daddy. Right. But the point is that it's bloodlines too. You cannot, remove the factor of what flows through those veins, what has come through them veins generationally. Right, and they may be totally different than what. Right. And they may be totally different than what flows through yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't discipline my bones.
No, I believe in it because I believe in iniquity.
Right.
And I know iniquity is in the bloodline.
All right, come on now.
So
come on now.
Okay, so
y'all look, I don't know. Cojack, I don't know how we got ADHD all the way into that.
Can I say something, please? Can I say something? Yesterday during the meeting, I politely said, "Why are we talking about all this? When Ella comes in the room, we're not gonna talk about any of this anyway. We're gonna have a free flowing conversation. Here we are.
We got to talk about it. We got to mention that since we have our first black Trump sympathizer. No, I didn't say supporter.
You learn fast,
I said sympathizer.
Yeah,
you're a good politician.
Right. I am not a politician. I am a servant that happened to get elected. Right. But we do have to talk about special counsel Jack Smith filed a superseding indictment in the election interference case against Donald Trump in light of the Supreme Court's immunity ruling. Now, let me break that down, what that means. So the Supreme Court said Trump is God Almighty. He receives immunity, and he can do no wrong. I'm paraphrasing y'all.
No, we know.
Yeah. When it's an official duty, right? And so what Jack Smith is
I like Jack Smith.
Man, Jack Smith is I wouldn't want him on my ass. I can say that. Right. He's smart. He's very smart. And Jack Smith, what he did, he went back and reviewed the case, pulled out all of the things that he thought might be deemed official acts, and pulled out all of the campaign and personal shit, and re-indicted Donald Trump based on the things that are deemed not to be official acts, right? And so stating that some of the actions could not be classified as official duties includes language that describes when Trump was acting as a candidate versus Trump acting as the president. And let me see, we got another note here. The defendant had no official responsibilities related to the certification proceeding. Now, this is interesting. But he did have personal interest as a candidate. So when he sent the folks over to lynch his vice president, right? Which, as a side note, they told J.D. Vance, look, come
on out here, boy.
Right, they told J.D. Vance, did you realize they tried to kill the last person that you are in the job you're running for? Man, that's sobering, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And so anyway, when he tried to get Vice President Pence to not to certify the election, that was candidate Trump. And so that is not an official duty, but a campaign duty.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
So
it's called the letter of the law.
Yeah. And it is. So what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on I understand you agree with some of the stuff that he does or he's done, but what do you think?
No, I don't agree with some of the stuff that he's done. I agree with some of his policies.
Gotcha. Check.
Okay, let's check that. Let's check that. I agree with some of his policies.
What do you think about black folks for Trumps and the ones that say N-words for Trump and the ones because
you're gonna always have a group of ignorant people.
I like to use him.
That run. I had to lift that up. You're gonna always have a group of ignorant people, and ignorancy is always magnified.
And he immediately, the first thing he did was approve the Nord Stream pipeline. And then they'd say, Mr. Congress, oh, look who we have. Byron said that, please. Superstar of the future. He's already a superstar, but he's a superstar of the future. Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here. That's good. He's great. He's great. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good. But we have a group of people that are really good.
Ignorance is always loud.
Very true.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Very true.
So you're gonna have that, and that's what people focus more on that.
Yeah.
And so if I focus more on the racism aspect, he's racist because 20 people going around, or 2,000 or 3,000 people going around with the N-word on there, Trump supporters, and stuff like that. That's more magnified than what he would try to accomplish. That's my opinion on that.
Let me ask you this question too, and we got to get to Mark Zuckerberg, so we might have 2 minutes over, Nichelle. So, do you think that Trump's work has been self-serving or for the United States, the citizens of the United States?
Both.
Okay.
I'll be honest, both.
Yeah.
Both. Both.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's not a politician. He's a businessman.
He's a con man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Not a
So
he's now facing 2 charges instead of New York.
So
Right.
he's of
He
course
has new
thinks he's
charges.
going to be self-serving for him long term and long run. That's how he's thinking.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I do things that he's done to benefit us, so it's a 50-50 thing to me.
Yeah. I don't think, and this is just me, I don't think he does anything to benefit us. I think we get.
When you say us, are you talking about the people or black people?
I'm talking about the people.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I think that he does. I think that he does things to benefit himself, and if there's some spillover that we benefit from, then that's
little
just
crumbs to fall the bread loaf.
That's what it gets.
Okay.
And his homies. I think he
I
takes care of his friends now. He takes care of his rich friends. I believe.
I believe he takes care of people who take care of him.
We need to take care of notes.
Right.
We need to take notes.
Yeah.
And if you don't take care of him and cross him, he want to cross you out.
Right,
I understand
right,
that perspective.
right. Yeah.
But see, that's how he acts. He says a lot of things that I don't agree with. He's loose at the mouth, all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that he wants to implement.
Right, like Project 2025.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Let's see. You're the executive director for the America First Legal, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And America First Legal is a member of Project 2025, which is dedicated to creating the playbook for the next conservative administration and what it calls the Project Pillars, correct?
We are proud contributors to Project 2025.
Okay. And are you familiar with Project 2025's mandate for leadership?
In fact, I am.
Okay. And in fact, you wrote some of the sections of this mandate related to the DOJ, correct?
Sure did.
And the mandate outlines policy priorities for the next conservative president. Is that correct?
It does.
You've done a great job. I just want to let you know. All right, so let's walk through some of the provisions of the mandate. It calls for eliminating the Department of Education, eliminating the Department of Commerce, deploying the military for the use of domestic law enforcement against protesters under the Insurrection Act of 1807. It also has the repealing of Schedule F status for thousands of federal employees to allow a president to replace career civil servants with unqualified partisan loyalists. That's probably my favorite of it. It also prohibits the FBI from combating the spread of misinformation and disinformation, like Russia and China, who are actively trying to interfere with American elections. I don't know why or how anybody can support Project 2025. And I know that there was allegedly a joke about dictators and whether or not that's funny, but in the United States of America, dictatorships are never funny, and Project 2025 is giving the playbook for authoritarianism as well as the next dictator to come in.
DJ, give me a scratch. DJ, give me a scratch. Yeah, right. Yeah, give me a scratch.
Stanley's not a sponsor for him.
Who said he wanted to implement that?
Oh, his folks, him.
No. Have Trump, have you heard, was there any clip or anything saying that he supports that with, he's loose at the mouth, all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that he wants to implement.
Right, like Project 2025.
You know what I'm saying? DJ, give me a scratch. DJ, give me a scratch. Yeah, right. Yeah, give me a scratch.
Stanley's not a sponsor for him.
Who said he wanted to implement that?
Oh, his folks, him.
No. Have Trump, have you heard, was there any clip or anything saying that he supports that?
Yes. And we're going to play the clip.
Play the clip.
Well, we're going to play the clip. It'll be in post, but we're
Okay, gotcha. All right.
More times from the rally, the president, distancing himself from the left's boogeyman at Project 2025.
Yeah. And you're not worried about that?
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
He's running against a brand. He is not running against any people.
Okay.
He is not running against any institutions. It's interesting. He's in fact not even opposing himself to a particular policy. Yeah. He's been at our organization. He's raised money for our organization. He's blessed it from the, I remember walking into our last day in office and told him what I was going to do. So he's very supportive of what we do.
Right now, yeah.
And if it does, I will send you.
What you gonna
We
say?
need a sponsorship check.
No, I'm in this sponsorship check. Right.
If we get receipts, we can go sponsor the podcast.
Now, I didn't know what there was until I literally, my sister-in-law, she's an educator. She's been an educator for 20-some years. So I asked her, because I kept seeing it coming down, my timeline. What is this 2025? Then I read some things. I was like, now, is he supporting this, or these are people, like you said earlier, that'll walk around with this on in support of him, and that those ignorant people are magnified?
No. So the person that's the architect of Project 2025,
School me.
Yeah, has been he's already been given position in Trump's cabinet.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Right. So the sponsorship check. How much did we say it was gonna be? Right.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah.
Look, I want something.
Yeah.
Like if it's something I don't know, I'm gonna say it. I don't know that.
You gotta take ownership.
And it's very serious because the Project 2025.
I read it.
Will literally
Put it back in sleep.
make him a king almost, right, so to speak. So, and we'll get deeper into that, and show some video on that also. Yeah, and we got to talk about this before we leave the segment, man. So Tennessee Republican leadership has threatened to withhold sales tax dollars from the city of Memphis if the city of Memphis proceeded with plans for a referendum that would speak to gun violence in the city of Memphis. Yeah, these are my folks now. These are my people, man.
Bullying, straight bullies.
Yeah, now that's bullying.
And it is, and I think it's interesting. One that we have to take into perspective that Memphis is the largest contributor to the tax coffers for the state of Tennessee.
That's true.
We contribute more money into taxes than any other city in the state of Tennessee, and we subsidize those rural communities that because they don't have the tax base or the tax revenue that's generated, and so we're paying for them. And I think we can do better, than to have the threats and threats of action simply because the city of Memphis was giving their citizens an opportunity to voice how they feel. Yeah. And let me explain this just a little bit further.
We have.
Right. It's called democracy.
Right. Yeah,
exactly.
It's all right.
Yeah. And so I think what was happening was an attempt to silence, 670,000 people, right? Because they were going to say how they feel and probably say that they disagree with the Republican policies that's coming down from the state of Tennessee that is negatively affecting the city of Memphis and the citizens.
And are they aware?
I agree with.
And are they aware?
Yeah.
And how are we paying all these tax dollars or being responsible? Because weren't we like high in poverty too? I mean, how are we even?
I don't know what our poverty rate is now, but I think at its highest it was 20%.
Yeah.
And so, but there's a lot of money being made in Memphis. You think about the corporate entities that's here.
Trinkets too.
Right. Trinkets making a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
You're right. And so but you think about FedEx and AutoZone and
Nike.
Nike
The
and
railroad.
Logistics capital of the world. Right?
Big old hub
And so,
of the world.
there's a lot of money being made here in the city of Memphis, and those taxes that are being paid on the sales tax when you buy them chips, buy this, that, and other, they go to the state coffers. Yeah. Right. And it's billions of dollars, but they wanted to cut out Memphis's share, which is not really from a proportional sum is not what we should be getting based on what we pay.
Right.
True.
Right? Memphis and Nashville. And so because we have to give money to these rural communities that are dead ass broke.
Okay, we done got fully educated. Right?
That's crazy.
Right. So but I think there's a better way, other than threats, and people should be able to voice their opinion. And not just that, it is not against state law to hold a referendum. Now, if the city of Memphis said, okay, after this referendum, we're going to enact these ordinances, and state law says something different, that's where the problem is.
Gotcha.
The problem is not in doing it in the vote.
Gotcha.
And so I hope that the Memphis City Council and their council will push back on the threats that have been made, because I think it would be unconstitutional for them to single Memphis out and withhold the tax dollars that Memphis is paying.
See, that go back to what Cojack and Ellen was saying earlier, how it's important on the lower ends of legislation to pick these people that's making these decisions, or to be aware and to voice and go. Just as important as picking the president of the United States. Not just important, but you get what I'm saying.
Exactly. The local level is it.
And we don't even
That's the
vote.
foundation.
Yeah. Stuff like this. Stuff like this.
Exactly.
Most important elections ever, because
What if they don't go fight? What happens if they don't do what you said do, and we put them in
somebody else in
place?
there.
But we put them in place.
But you put somebody else in there.
That's what I'm saying. But it's happening now, so you have to vote. So that's what I'm saying.
That's what you have to do. Get out and vote.
What's up? It's Elise Nail. You are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Stay tuned.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and you are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market.
Woo-woo.
Yep. Give it up for my lovely co-host again, Angelica Jelly Williams.
Ellen here, y'all. Y'all think y'all understand? She need to come back next week. She need to come back next week.
All right, she took us into overtime, right? Right. DJ Cojack, scratch it up 4 times for our guests.
Bam, 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 bam,
Bam, bam.
I heard it better that time.
She from North Memphis, you know what I'm saying? So she from the hood. So she
I think I seen her at CC's or Black Betty one time.
Never.
Right. Y'all give it up for our guest, Ellen Ballentine in the building. So Ellen, you actually got a story.
Oh my God, great story, Lord.
Right. Yeah. So I want to open it up for you. Tell us, I want to start from the thought.
Okay.
Yeah, the thought. I don't want to get the story away. I want you to tell the story, but from the thought, when you thought about it.
Thought about what?
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
That it.
Started it off.
There was an it.
You talking about the act?
The idea.
Okay, gotcha.
The idea of the business part, or the idea?
You tell us. Tell us.
Whatever you want to talk about.
All right, first, let me give a shout. Can I give a shout out?
You can give a shout out.
I want to give a shout out to my husband, James. You should be watching.
All right, James.
You better be.
Hey, James. I love James.
Before you start, I need to send a shout out to State Representative Vincent Dixie. I told him I would.
Hey, State Rep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out to my wonderful, amazing pastors, Henry and Lori Lavender, Life and Victory Church. Awesome, amazing, full of character and integrity. Wouldn't serve or be nowhere else. All right.
I think I seen you at y'all's block party. I pulled up on my motorcycle. Y'all had a block party a couple years ago.
Probably did. Yeah, we did.
They all got something.
Yeah. But so tell the thought. Start us there. What were you thinking about?
Well, to be honest, I was thinking about getting out of prison.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let's go back before that. Let's go back before that. The thought that got you into prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's why I said the act.
The act. Okay, let's see. Desperate people do desperate things.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree wholeheartedly.
So that's where it came.
Right.
Everything that I did was done out of desperation.
Why were you desperate?
Life. What happens is, now I want to get all spiritual religious.
No, it's okay. You can.
But I'm just gonna flow.
Girl, you can run around the building. You be
what happens is this right here. The enemy will create a lifestyle, and you'll create a lifestyle with the enemy. Okay. So by enemies necessary, when you create a certain lifestyle, you'll do anything to try to keep that lifestyle.
What lifestyle had been created?
Oh Lord, I had money.
Yeah, money. Okay.
Yeah,
and from what though? What were you doing?
Writing checks, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then, but my brother and them had money because they was in a dope gang.
Okay, gotcha.
So we had that whole dynamic going on.
Right?
The whole dynamic going on. The enemy just led us. It's like playing the pity pad game.
Gotcha.
Just like here, and then once you know it, you're way out in that water without a life jacket.
Yeah. And so what got you into that space though? Just seeing it in the family, or what happened? Who planted that seed?
You know what? I don't necessarily, that's a good question, but I don't necessarily think a seed, because let's be clear, we were raised right.
Okay.
And raised in church, we seen my mama struggling and suffering till my dad came along. Okay. He came along, married a woman with 5 kids. He's not my biological father, but that was my father. That was my dad. I'm a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
That's that blended family thing that actually worked. You get what I'm saying? He came along with 5 kids that were not his, loved us, took care of us, everything. I love and miss my dad.
Yeah.
But with that being said, what my dad brought was balance. My mom was a disciplinary. My dad brought balance. Okay. He was a thinker. Gotcha. He made us think about when we did something wrong. Gotcha. Why did you do it?
Right.
You already in trouble, but how did it get here? Like, I guess the question that you just asked. Yeah. How did it get here?
It made you analytical.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that being said, I just started seeing we didn't have much. Yeah. So when you you see the other side having a little something, you gravitate toward that, even though it's wrong. So I guess that's where the seed came from, just not having, what other kids had. We used to get stuff from the angel tree, stuff like that, on government assistance, things like that. So, you just wanted something better because you saw that it was something better, but they don't tell you how they got that.
Right. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I got you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so the seed was planted. Yeah. Okay. And then what happened?
I'm not going to, I tell people all the time, me and Jelly was talking about this the other day, I never tell people that sin is, when I was in sin, I was a rich undone. No, I was in sin having fun. Let's be clear. I'm not going to.
Your Cojack head,
no. And that's the reason we
That's some North Memphis shit right
Exactly. That's the reason we stay in it so long, because we're really actually having fun. So the more fun you have, the more things you do.
And the more blind you get.
Exactly. You get blinded more, and so the enemy will constantly feed your flesh, and he gonna bring everything that he think that you like, and so and you get comfortable in it, and so then you don't even think you're doing no wrong in it. You just doing it at that point. Right. So that's where I was at. I was just out there doing it, getting money, and money was my main focus at that time.
Yeah.
My motto was, if it didn't make money, it didn't make sense.
Right. What did you do?
As far as what?
You said you was out there doing it.
Everything I told her. Right.
I'm not supposed to say nobody. She already answered the question.
Get Angelica.
At that time, I was writing checks.
Okay.
That was a real problem back then. That was what I did 10 beyond. So that was like 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
So you got to look at it like that.
Yeah, so it's writing checks. I don't want you to put people on game on how to do it.
No, we're not doing that.
Right.
You can't do that no more now.
Yeah, checks aren't thing.
That ain't a thing no more.
You still got a checkbook.
Exactly.
Yeah. So writing checks. You got caught up. In what? Walk us through it.
Well,
and the reason why I'm asking you to be detailed about it is because
I can be very detailed.
This is a teachable lesson for people. And all of the principles apply. So go ahead.
Now let me say this: I started off writing checks.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay. See, that's what I mean about an enemy will string you along, and he will. So that began to dry up.
Oh.
That began to dry up. I had been doing it for years, probably about like 3 or 4 years. Yeah. So it began to dry up, and I was making over a weekend. I could literally make $10,000.
Damn.
This is no exaggeration. I could literally make $10,000 over the weekend. This is the thing. I didn't have a mindset then, so I was not saving. When you actor, you're not saving. You're not putting in away. You're just living. So you're living for the next hustle.
Right.
So that's exactly what I was doing, living for the next hustle.
What were you doing with that money though?
We were just living.
Right.
So we were just literally living, just buying clothes. You know, just literally. I mean, just living because you know you wasn't used to that. You know what I'm saying? So then you know people go to respect you when you have money. There comes a level of respect, and then when people know what you're doing, so everybody I'm a natural giver at heart. So you know I took October the 17th.
Okay, go
so
ahead.
you know I always took care of everybody around me. So that was a thing. So you create lifestyles for other people.
Watch this though.
But
Watch
you
this.
still
Let me,
like that.
and don't forget where you are.
Uh-huh.
You know, in the book, A Framework to Understanding Poverty.
Here we go,
One of
these
the things that they say, and I tell everybody, get that book, man. You know, you'll understand. I learned stuff about me in that book. So, you know, they say when people from poverty come up on money, the first thing they do is take care of all the other broke folks around them. Right. And then, but that causes a problem. It causes the money to dry up. And then those same folks that you've been taking care of become your worst enemy.
I was in jail 10 years, 8 months. No one that I took care of sent me anything.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Throw this pen at you.
Wow.
Send me anything.
I'm not surprised.
The only person who took care of me when I was gone for 10 years, 8 months was my mama. That's when my mama can get what she want when she want.
10 years, hold on. We
10
can't
years,
walk past
8
that.
I'll be
months.
bitter in that cell. I've been on I was sending anthrax in the mail. You can't say that.
Right.
What's it called?
Right.
That does stuff in the mail.
But let's talk about that because your story is just intrigues me, honestly. 10 years, 8 months, so almost 11 years. Did you have children?
Yes. When I left my baby was 14 months, and my oldest baby at that time he was 6. He was 6 or 7.
And so 10 years, 8 months. What part of life did you miss the most?
My children. My children.
Yeah.
My children.
And it's a reason why I'm asking that because I really need people to really understand the gravity of what this means, man, when you give your life away to these folks.
When you give it away, exactly. I was just blessed because I was around, just say in the institution that I was in, I was probably around about 15 to just say 2,000 women, and I can say 70% of those women didn't know where their children were, who were going to take care of their children, or anything like that. And let's be clear. Although my crime was different from theirs and it was federal, however, majority of the women in there were for drug-related crimes for their boyfriend, conspiracy and things like that. So they didn't know where their kids were. I was just thankful and blessed that my kids not only had their fathers, they had my mother, and my father, and
so
my
you had
my
a support system.
I did.
Yeah.
That support system was strong.
Coming after 10 years, 8 months. What was the first thing that you wanted to do when you landed back on the ground?
See my babies.
See your babies.
And they weren't babies then. 10 years and 8 months had left. But my brother and his wife came to get me, and I never forget. They came to get me, so they brought my boys with me. And my oldest boy at that time, he ran. I'm talking about he jumped at the car.
Right.
They was pulling up on the prison like he jumped at the car and came and picked and swung me around like I got my mama back.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And
you see that moment, right?
Yeah,
now,
I did.
Yeah. It's okay.
Cry,
it's okay.
oh Jesus, please! I want to start crying.
It's okay.
Yeah. Because now he's in prison.
Oh, no. Okay.
See my eye, I'm about to start crying.
And statistically, and I know you deal with statistics daily.
Right.
Statistically, they say incarcerated parents, their kids will become incarcerated also.
Yeah.
So I don't, I'm not gonna necessarily say that was in the bloodline iniquity thing. I think, and I had believed at that point that I felt when I came out, I had done enough time that where my kids never had to see that. I knew that I had broke generational curses. I knew that because I literally gave my life to God, not based on church or what nobody else said. I had my own relationship with the Father while I was in there. So I came out with my relationship with the Father.
Right.
So I knew that my kids would never have to go through what I went through, but my baby, he says all the time, he said, "Nah, Ma, I ain't gonna tell no story now. You told us not to go down this road. I chose this."
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of kids do, despite what their parents say. They still choose to do it.
But now, was the decisions that your son made? Were they made in the or was that seed started in the void of your absence, or was that something that started after you were already out?
No, the void of the absence. And that's another thing when you
Yeah.
say when we give ourselves to the system, that's what we create. Because although he had my mother,
Right.
although he had his father, he told me verbally, I miss my mama. I didn't have my mama.
Yeah, that
So
protection.
what
man, is
exactly
yeah.
what he did, he went to looking for love in other places.
Come on.
And then so when he began, now he's a young man. When he began to look for love in other places, where do you think he found it at?
Gangs, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can tell you that now. Yeah.
That's where he found it at.
Yeah.
He became a strong component in that because he felt, okay, since I don't have my mama, once again, although he had his father and my mother there, he didn't have his mother. So that gang life filled the void for him.
So here's what people miss, right? You know, you always hear people saying, man, you know, these gangs, kids are getting in these gangs. We got to stop the kids from getting in these gangs. But here's what the gangs offer. They offer family. They offer protection, financial gain. They teach you business, and they understand community. And so those are all
And loyalty.
And so those are all of the things that these gangs are offering, and that some kids, especially if they come from broken homes, you know, or come from communities, you know, that's what now.
Turn them away.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. And
Or sometimes homes where both parents are working so
they're
much
busy. Yeah,
and
it can be
can't
busy too, we
supply
know.
that.
gangs are raising them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the flip side to that is there's a cost that comes with it.
A
Because,
very, very cost. Very deep cost.
Yeah.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah. So you survived all of that.
And I
Thank
did.
God. Right. Give it up for it.
More than survive, honey, cry.
Yeah.
Right. And so my question to you now is, what's happening now?
What's happening now?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
This is the new me. No, literally, when I came out, I don't want to get with my boss. I literally came out with my feet running because I tell people all the time, all you do is just change dance partners. You get what I'm saying? So what I did, I switched partners. I was on this side. So I'm a thinker. There's no way I can be on this side with the enemy and be blessed. And I get on this side.
Right.
And I know God is not going to allow him to outshine in it. So I came out running. How I got in business was I didn't come out. I can be honest. I didn't come out business minded. I learned these things on the way.
But let me ask you this. So, you know, you said it wasn't just checks. What else was it?
Okay, we can get back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes back to when I said that the enemy will string you along. You'll start out doing one thing, and then sin elevates. Sin
Right.
never stays
It's
the
not
same,
enough.
people. It's not enough.
Right.
When you're feeding your flesh, it's never enough. You're always going to want more and more and more. That's what your appetite raises. So what happened was, when you talked about that place, I got in a place where the check game had dried up.
Right.
This is all I had been doing for years. And then I created a lifestyle that I wanted to keep.
Right.
So the next thing, this is a true story.
Right.
Can't make this up. I'm sitting in my room. Y'all remember that movie Set It Off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Set It Off. I'm watching Set It Off. Literally watching Set It Off. And I said, it wasn't me, it was the enemy. Said, you can do that. Guess how much money you think you'll get? True story.
Bank robbery.
Bank robbery.
Bank, MF, and robbery.
Literally. This is a true story. My brother Ken.
Clear as day, he'll tell you.
My brother Ken called me he called me when I was on my way to the bank. Literally. I was crossing over the railroad track coming down Warford. I never forget. He said, I don't know
What bank were you going to
never
in
even
Douglas?
heard this story.
No.
Right.
I said it's 20. This
Right.
you know what I'm saying? What is 20-something years ago?
Bank you going to
It
in
was
Douglas?
no. I was
Oh,
going
crossing
down
the railroad
Warford, but
track.
I was going to Summer. I was just riding.
Okay.
No, literally, I was just riding. Literally, it's true.
Okay.
My brother Ken, he called me, and I was about to, which I did. I dropped my son. I took my son to my mom's house, and he called me. He said, "Where you at right now?" And I said, I was at Warford in, I think there's Warford, whatever it is. Warford.
Chelsea.
Yeah, Warford in Chelsea. I was right there. There was a store right there. He said, pull over. I said, I'm finna get ready and go do something. He said, I was in prayer for you all night. He said, whatever you about to do,
Jesus.
don't do it.
I'm about to take off from here.
He said,
God
"Don't do
gives
it."
warning.
Right.
God gives
I
warning.
pulled over to wait on him. I did literally pulled over to wait on him. And I looked at my son. I was like, nah, I'm going to go make this lick. Now I'm going to go do this. He was turning in and I was pulling out, but he didn't see me. And I pulled out. When it dropped my son off at my mama's house, made that left on Summer and
Did that replay
by
in your
yourself?
mind? Did that play in your mind in prison over and over and over
Oh,
again? Oh my
always,
God,
always.
it's like torment. Oh my God,
Always. Always.
Walk us through that. You know,
This could have been the whole show. Look,
So I mean,
Now.
so you dropped your son off, and you're about to go pull up at this bank.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me.
It's adrenaline.
Okay.
It's adrenaline. So you're
And it
not
was you by
thinking.
yourself?
Yeah, you're not thinking.
Right.
It's adrenaline. You're literally you're not thinking because it's just adrenaline. You like okay then. That's when I say it was a spirit because it literally overtook me. That's not me. It literally overtook me, and I was just walking in motion. I was just walking in motion. That's it. I was literally walking in motion. Yeah. And I went in there, and I.
You laughing
It's not
now.
funny. It wasn't funny
Now you laughing. Yeah,
Lord,
baby.
but I can laugh in the face of the enemy now for real. Literally. So I went in and I gave the woman a note. She looked and I was just like, give it to me. And she was looking, I said, and this is it's funny now, but it wasn't then. Watching the movie, I said what the movie said.
Really?
I said, don't give me none of that money with the red dye.
Oh.
Mm.
Don't give me that money with the red dye.
Literally, I verbalized what had happened on Set It Off.
Right.
Literally, I verbalized that.
Right. Did she give you the money?
She did, but she gave me some money with some red dye in it.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
So
He still gave it to you.
So does it happen like in the movies? The red dye pops and
it does. It does. It does.
Right.
It
So
does.
did you get red
You can't
dye on
spend
you?
none of that money.
You can't spend none of that money.
Did you get red dye on you?
I did. And she had pushed the
said I
button.
did.
She pushed the button. So when I came out, I heard the police.
That fast? Because they don't respond that fast.
Yeah,
We
back
need the
then they
police to
did.
come out and say that.
Back then they
You
did.
heard the police.
I heard the police. Now reality has set in.
Like,
Literally.
yeah, the
now
oh shit
like
moment.
I have done this and I'm standing there and instead of getting in a car, I just broke out and ran.
Left the car.
And I broke out. I left the car, of course, it's in my name, with my tags on it, and all that. Left the car.
And the fastest thing that can help you get away.
Exactly. So I'm running. I'm in the heights, so I know my way around.
Right.
So I'm literally running.
Right.
And then I get to a point to where probably about like 30 minutes, I'm just seeing police
So you've been
everywhere.
running 30 minutes?
Yeah,
Oh, you got away for 30 minutes?
I'm seeing police everywhere. I'm talking about seeing police everywhere. And when I was seeing the police everywhere, I had my phone on me, so I called my brother, and he was at my mama's house. I said, Albert, they were already at my mama's house. From the tag.
So they done seen you. They knew it.
The tag.
The tag. They were already at my mama's house. And he said, Ellen, what you done? He said, my police all at mama's house. And I was trying to tell him what had happened.
Right.
And he was like, don't come here. Don't come here. Because, they here.
Right.
I didn't know what else to do. I literally was walking down the street and there was a man in a pickup truck. And he was driving me around. And I said, just drive me around. So I'm calling. I called at my grandma's house. They at my grandma's house. The police literally at my grandma's house.
Does the man know that is he not seeing red dye?
Because it was like on my hand like this, so
Right,
it was more so,
Did you still have
not
the bag?
visible.
You
I
had the bag
did.
with you? Right.
And so like he was driving me around. And so when I called my grandma, that's what made me go turn myself in. I called my grandma.
Different when that word come from grandma. Eh?
Oh, God.
Come on,
It
now.
did.
What did grandma say?
This is like what she said. She said, let me tell you something. You're going to go to the house. And you're going to turn yourself in and get these. He said, I'm not worried about it. The police was hollering at her. She hollered back at him. This is my grandma. I'm talking to her. She said, you're going to go in.
Tell grandma.
And you're going to do your time. And you're going to come home. And grandma going to be right here waiting when you get home.
Wow.
And I did. I told the man, I said, drive me here. I called my brother back. I told him, I said, I'm finna come to the house. And then I said, all I need to do is see my babies. Because I didn't know if I was going to see them again.
Yeah.
And my brother went and got my babies. And we went, because they was over my grandma's house.
Right.
So, and I went, and they were all at the house, and the police, pleasantly nice.
Right.
They were.
Right.
They were pleasantly nice.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
This could have been the whole show. Look at Parkinson like now.
What made you call grandma?
Because it's grandma.
Right.
Grandma gonna have the answers.
She gonna have the answer. Man.
Grandma gonna have the answers.
Man.
Grandma is gonna have the answers.
Yeah.
Grandma gonna have the answer. And she did.
Oh, God.
You know, I applaud you, number one.
Promise.
You know, because you got a story. I don't know if you started writing your book yet. No, you laughing.
Yeah.
No, because I hear it all the time.
But you need to start writing that book, and I'd be happy to help you start writing that book.
Jesus,
You need to
it's a
start
lot.
writing that book because now of course most people won't rise to the level of bank robbery, but even those that are doing things that, and some people, this is going to sound ugly. At least you was robbing a bank, right? But some people are giving their lives away for bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not.
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
I'm not endorsing robbing banks. So for y'all that are watching, but what I am saying is, there are people that are giving their lives away, to this system, for much, much less.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah, just like the person by my house, they robbed the watermelon man and killed the watermelon man. Yeah, I was like, what?
Man.
Yeah, the watermelon man. How much can he have? Like $40 or something like that? Like the watermelon man.
Man.
Just
Yeah.
your story,
Yeah.
Jesus. I
Yeah.
told him your story is powerful. And look at you now, but you needed to do that 10.
And I tell people all the time is that some things need be, because I was set in a place. And that's the thing about it. I didn't look at my incarceration as other people did, because I knew I did what I did. I was literally in there with women really didn't do what they were accused of.
Oh, man.
You got to understand that.
I told them about your bunk.
Yeah, you know, exactly. I was in there with people who literally didn't do, they had the feds took them in. Hey, I know, Billy did this, and if you don't say this and you don't do this, you're gonna get 10 years. They were like, but I don't know anything. I'm not. You get what I'm saying? And okay, then
no the affidavit on them.
Exactly.
Right.
And they sitting in there on a 10-year mandatory sentence. So let's be clear about this. They sitting there on a 10-year man, but I knew I had did what I did.
Yeah.
So I never went in with a victim mentality.
Yeah.
I never had a victim mentality and I never blame my upbringing and how I was raised or the lack of what I didn't have or the things that I did have, for what I did. That's another thing. So I think that was one of the things that allowed me to grow and mature so fast when I was in there. I didn't go in there playing.
Yeah.
I went in there and
I did it.
I went in there and I understood the assignment.
And I'm gonna be out.
And that's why I had my greatest, although being raised in the church all my life, I would say that I had church.
Right.
I never had a real relationship with God.
Right.
So in there, I got a real relationship with the Father.
Yeah.
He was able to talk to me. I was able to talk to him. I was able to pour out my anger. Because a lot of people walk around angry.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I didn't allow my time, I didn't become angry or bitter. I didn't. I believe I became the best version of myself.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? And so that's what incarceration did for me. I know it do things for other people, but for me, that's what it did. I was able to learn who I was because I never knew who I was.
Let me ask you this: Did you ever or do you fault yourself for your son's situation?
I did. But you got to be free from that too.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because the enemy will try to keep you bound in every area. Because this is what freed me. When I came home, I set my boys down. Set my boys down to tell you, we talked from 2:00 in the afternoon about 5 or 6 o'clock the next morning.
How old were they at that time?
Liddy was, 16, because he was 16 and 13, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do the math like that. But I sat them down and I told them, I said, this is what we're going to do. You're going to tell me exactly how you feel about me being gone. What happened to you, what didn't happen. And they laid it all out. Told me some things that cut me to the core because I entrusted them in certain situations that they weren't handled right in. So they was
and they
angry.
might not have been mature enough.
Exactly. And they was angry about that. We did all of that from 2:00 in the afternoon to 5 or 6 o'clock the next morning. And I said, this is where it starts and this is where it ends.
Did you apologize to your kids?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And I asked that question for a reason because I think that a lot of parents miss an opportunity for healing because they're too prideful to apologize to their kids for their shortcomings.
Exactly. And when they're wrong. And I think that's a lot of things that go on now. Because raising kids now is not the same way we was raised when we were raised. It was you do what I say.
Yeah.
You don't ask no questions. You don't do none of that. Exactly.
We talked about that.
You simply do that. But I didn't subscribe. I wanted them to tell me how they felt. And I want to tell them that I was sorry, that I could not be the mother that they needed because I was so caught up in the world. Because even when they was there, I still wasn't a parent to them though. See, that's the thing that, I don't want to miss that component either. Even when I was out here with them, I provided for them. You get what I'm saying? My mama had them a lot. I still had my kids, but I was a provider. But I was focusing on hustling. I wasn't focused on maturing, and bonding with my boys love me. Don't get me wrong. Especially my oldest boy. Right. But that still was that component and then being taken completely you know, out of their lives. I was a great provider. They lacked or didn't want anything. You get what I'm saying? But I still didn't spend quality time with them, you know, take them where, you know, go on trips. I didn't do any of that with them because I was too busy hustling.
Wow.
You're a true success story. I'm so serious.
Wow. You know, so that's, you know, like I say, that's where that came from. Right. So, you know, fast forwarding, you know, in my witness, I call it my witness experience. I had literally, and I mean, it's some of my sisters that I was incarcerated with. I know they tuned in. I literally had a Joseph experience. You know, I didn't have that woe is me in there. I found favor. I had favor with everybody, the guards, you know, everybody. That's the type of favor that I had while I was incarcerated. So my incarceration wasn't that I was ejected, I was this or that. No. The only time it really felt like I was gone is when they would visit and I would see my babies growing up right before my eyes, and they was growing up without me. You know, but outside of that, you know, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
Wow. That was your launch.
That was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
It needed
and I thank God, I thank God for it every day. Because it matured me, and now I am the woman you know, that I am. You know, I'm not only woman of God. You get what I'm saying? But the businesswoman that I am is because of that experience. So all I did was switch partners.
And I commend you because a lot of people go to prison and find Jesus. Baby, as soon as they break out, you be like, what was that Jesus you write me letters about that you're having late? Because a lot of people, that ain't know how. I don't know we got any statistics on it, but that don't even happen. Most people forget Jesus once they get some freedom because it's easy to have him and have a relationship when you behind bars.
Yeah, you know, and every dude that goes behind bars become faithful to their girlfriend.
Yeah, and they just think as soon as you get a tail,
they come out though.
Yeah, exactly.
They tip their hat.
You're right. You know.
Now, how many businesses do you have?
We have, we have four. We have 3 in Memphis and 1 in Greenwood, Mississippi.
Send a shout out to them businesses.
Come on, y'all already know. Trinkets. We located in the Oak Court Mall. We located in the Wolf Chase Mall. We have a standalone location on Winchester and Riverdale, and we have 1 in Greenwood, Mississippi. And I want to shout out my staff, y'all. My daughter with my husband, Teresa, Lady Pro. You get what I'm saying? She runs everything, you know, for us. We just. You know, we're doing it. That's what we're doing.
I love that shit. Man, give it up for Trinkets.
Oh, yeah, listen.
Man, Cojack, give it up for Angelica.
Thank you.
Man,
don't do her. Because one day they're going to listen to me, okay? Because we could have had a whole segment about your show, about your whole life. We didn't even need no extra stuff.
We're going to bring her in on these political commentaries.
You ready? Give me her number.
You know, but you know what though, man? I love your story. It's the bestseller.
Oh, geez.
It's a movie.
I'm speaking it. It is a bestseller. You need to write that damn book. Because check this out. You can be selling the book at all of the Trinkets locations.
Yeah.
So look, you get free shit from Black Market Strategy.
And you can record
that's my marketing company.
And you can do Audible here. He recorded. Okay, now.
Studio
right back there.
Studio right back there.
Okay. But yeah, man. But thank you so much for joining us. You are. I hope that. I honestly hope that what people have heard here will save somebody's life.
I pray so too.
Right.
Especially with the climate that we're in now.
Yes.
You know, especially in the city of Memphis, we see it all today. You know, the gun violence is at an all-time high. Yeah. You know, and these kids are really just lacking that love and support.
Right.
You know, but poverty, we also know statistically, poverty, you know, produces violence, you know, in areas. So, you know.
You know, I tell people, you know, and I used to serve on the criminal committee at the state legislature until they kicked me off. But because I was too honest for them, right? Yeah. And I used to tell them, I said, for all you privileged folks that's sitting on this dais, right? You know, sitting up here saying we're going to sentence them for this, we're going to, you know, mandatory sentencing for this and that. I said, ain't none of y'all been in survival mode.
That's right.
See, y'all been chilling all your life, but you get in survival mode, you'd be surprised at how and what you do in order, especially if you're looking at your children and want something to eat.
Desperate people do desperate things.
I've been there. I was homeless 3 times before the age of 17. I know what it's like. So, but look, thank you so much. You have been amazing. Give it up for Ellen Ballentine.
You're so amazing, Ellen. I love you.
How can people get in touch real quick?
Go to www.trinkets901.com. That is our website. All our stores on there, any information you need. Once again, trinkets901.com. Come support. We're going to have a 901 special going on Sunday now.
There you
That
go.
line gonna be long around.
Look.
Right. And look, we'll put it in the comments thread too. Trinkets901.com. And look, y'all make sure y'all support this black business. Black dollars matter.
Yes,
Black
dollars
dollars
matter,
And so
yes.
you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll see you next week.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.